If you are interested in winning a Force FX lightsaber, all you have to do is like this video, subscribe, turn notifications on, and tell me in the comments what your favorite lightsaber is. During the Battle of Naboo in The Phantom Menace, the Jedi Padawan Obi-Wan Kenobi and Master Qui Gon Jinn engaged a mysterious figure they deduced as a Sith Lord. The same Sith Lord, in fact, that Qui Gon had engaged only days earlier on the Outer Rim world of Tatooine. As the three warriors dueled, the Sith we now know as Darth Maul successfully separated Master from Apprentice in a calculated effort to divide and then conquer the Jedi. After isolating Qui Gon Jinn, Maul took his time to dismantle the Jedi Master, allowing the Jedi to press in advance and tire himself out. Eventually, Maul would fully break down the Jedi Master's defenses by striking him in the face with his lightsaber hilt, then fatally stabbing him through the abdomen. Witnessing all of this, Kenobi leaped into action, giving the Sith Apprentice the most difficult duel of his career as a Sith Lord so far. The Jedi Padawan, overwhelmed with anger and hatred, smashed at the Sith Lord with his lightsaber, but the Sith held strong. Although Kenobi seemingly held the upper hand for a time, even cutting Maul's dual-bladed lightsaber in half, a well-timed force push on behalf of Maul sent Kenobi tumbling into the nearby reactor shaft. However, this was not the end of the engagement, as the Padawan was able to grab on and save himself from the lengthy fall. As Maul stood above Kenobi, gloating, the Jedi Padawan focused, using the Force to call to his fallen master's weapon. Kenobi would then grab his master's weapon, leaping out of the shaft and striking at the Sith Apprentice, a strike that would successfully cut Maul in half. As the Sith Apprentice began to tumble down the shaft, his upper half, now completely separated from his lower half, was filled with a hatred he could have only dreamed of prior. In this moment, Maul may have felt his strongest and most potent connection to the dark side of the Force. All of Maul's shame and hatred boiled to the surface, willing his very body to continue to live. Exhausted, in a last effort to preserve his life, Maul reached out with the Force, successfully grabbing a vent that again sent the Sith tumbling, this time into a garbage container. As Maul lay within the garbage container, he suddenly felt the entire room move as he was transported onto a ship. Barely alive at this point, Maul focused on his teachings and the dark side, but largely focused on his hatred for the Jedi that placed him where he was. Eventually, Maul was dumped on an Outer Rim planet called Lotho Minor, which was meant to serve as a junkyard for the galaxy's trash. Once on the planet, Maul mustered his remaining strength, using the Force to create a crude set of unstable legs. He did this by using the Force to gather trash and junk metal together as he crawled around the planet's surface. Eventually, Maul opted to go underground, making an arrangement with another one of the planet's occupants named Morley, that Morley was to lead prey to Maul and Maul would allow Morley the leftovers. For over a decade, Maul remained in the depths of the planet, feeding on rodents, as all he held onto was his hatred and his pain. Over this period of time, what held Maul together began to tear him apart, as his immersion in the dark side caused a deep psychosis. Maul then utterly lost his mind, only retaining pieces of his past life, his master, and his training. But Maul never forgot the Jedi that defeated him that day on Naboo. As more time passed, Maul became more animal-like as he struggled to hold on to who he was before, only recalling pieces of his life, but strangely keeping the Sith and their way close in his mind. 12 years after his defeat, a completely broken Maul would be rediscovered and later restored by his very own brother, Savage Opress. Following this, Maul and Savage would go on to again bring chaos to the stars, as well as Kenobi himself. Maul would even take a brutal revenge on the Jedi Padawan that cut him so many years earlier, killing a dear friend of Kenobi in Duchess Satine. But that was a more detailed explanation as to how exactly Maul was able to survive his encounter with Obi-Wan, and even survive being cut in half. But what are your thoughts on this, and is this a good explanation as to how Darth Maul survived his duel and encounter with the Padawan Obi-Wan? Again, don't forget to enter the lightsaber giveaway. May the Force be with you, and have a great day.